When I look through the mind, I see numberless people. When I look beyond the mind, I see the witness. Beyond the witness, there is the infinite intensity of emptiness and silence. How to deal with people? Why make plans? And what for? Such questions show anxiety. Relationship is a living thing. Be at peace with your inner self, and you will be at peace with everybody. Realize that you are not the master of what happens. You cannot control the future except in purely technical matters. Human relationship cannot be planned. It is too rich and varied. Just be understanding and compassionate, free of all self-seeking. You cannot avoid action. It happens like everything else. You must be free first. To be free in the world, you must be free of the world. Otherwise, your past decides for you and your future. Between what had happened and what must happen, you are caught. Call it destiny or karma, but never freedom. First, return to your true being, and then act from the heart of love. The person is of little use. It is deeply involved in its own affairs and is completely ignorant of its true being. It is the witness that makes realization desirable and attainable. The person by itself will not become the witness. It is like expecting a cold candle to start burning in the course of time. The person can stay in the darkness of ignorance forever, unless the flame of awareness touches it. Who lights the candle? The Guru. His words, his presence. In India, it is very often the mantra. Once the candle is lit, the flame will consume the candle. Why is the mantra so effective? Constant repetition of the mantra is something the person does, not do for one's own sake. The beneficiary is not the person, just like the candle which does not increase by burning. Can the person be aware of itself by itself? Yes, it happens sometimes as a result of much suffering. The Guru wants to save you the endless pain. Such is his grace. Even when there is no discoverable outer Guru, there is always the Sadguru, the inner Guru, who directs and helps from within. The words outer and inner are relative to the body only. In reality, all is one. The person may be conscious, but is not aware of being conscious. When the darkness is questioned, it dissolves. The desire to question is planted by the Guru. In other words, the difference between the person and the witness is as between not knowing and knowing oneself. The very desire to be ready means that the Guru had come and the flame is lit. It may be a stray word or a page in a book. The Guru's grace works mysteriously. It is not the person that is doing sadhana. The person is in unrest and resistant to the very end. It is the witness that works on the person, on the totality of its illusions, past, present, and future. The proof of the truth lies in its effect on the listener. The effect need not necessarily be an experience. It can be a change in character, in motivation, in relationship to people and oneself. Trances and visions induced by words or drugs, or any other sensory or mental means, are temporary and inconclusive. The truth of what is said here is immovable and everlasting, and the proof of it is in the listener, in the deep and permanent changes in his entire being. It is not something he can doubt, unless he doubts his own existence, which is unthinkable. I am, and I know I am. You cannot ask for further proof. When the words are spoken, there is silence. When the relative is over, the absolute remains. The silence before the words were spoken, is it different from the silence that comes after? The silence is one, and without it, the words could not have been heard. It is always there, at the back of the words. Shh. Shift your attention from words to silence, and you will hear it. The mind craves for experience, the memory of which it takes for knowledge. The jnani is beyond all experience, and his memory is empty of the past. He is entirely unrelated to anything in particular. But the mind craves for formulations and definitions, always eager to squeeze reality into a verbal shape. Of everything, it wants an idea. For without ideas, the mind is not. Reality is essentially alone, but the mind will not leave it alone and deals instead with the unreal. And yet, it is all the mind can do: discover the unreal as unreal. There is no such state as seeing the real. Who is to see what? You can only be the real, which you are anyhow. The problem is only mental. Abandon false ideas. That is all. There is no need of true ideas. There aren't any. Why then are we encouraged to seek the real? The mind must have a purpose, to encourage it to free itself from the unreal. It is promised something in return. In reality, there is no need of purpose. Being free from the false is good in itself. It wants no reward. It is just like being clean, which is its own reward. The reward of self-knowledge is freedom from the personal self. You cannot know the knower, for you are the knower. I know that I am all. I do not need to keep on repeating, I am all, I am all. Only when you take me to be a particular, a person, I protest. As you are a man all the time, so I am what I am all the time. Whatever you are changelessly, that you are beyond all doubt. You identify yourself with your desires and become their slave. To me, desires are things among other things, mere clouds in the mental sky, and I do not feel compelled to act on them. The knower is the unmanifested. The known is the manifested. The known is always on the move. It changes. It has no shape of its own. no dwelling place. The knower is the immutable support of all knowledge. Each needs the other, but reality lies beyond. The Jnani cannot be known because there is nobody to be known. When there is a person, you can say something about it. But when there is no self-identification with the particular, what can be said? You may tell a Jnani anything. His question will always be, about whom are you talking? There is no such person. Just as you cannot say anything about the universe because it includes everything, so nothing can be said about a Jnani, for he is all and yet nothing in particular. You need a hook to hang your picture on. When there is no hook, on what will the picture hang? To locate a thing, you need space. To place an event, you need time. But the timeless and spaceless defies all handling. It makes everything perceivable, yet itself it is beyond perception. The mind cannot know what is beyond the mind, but the mind is known by what is beyond it. The Jnani knows neither birth nor death. Existence and non-existence are the same to him. When your body dies, you remain. Nothing dies. The body is just imagined. There is no such thing. Time will come to an end. This is called the Great Death, the death of time. The universe is your personal experience. How can it be affected? You might have been delivering a lecture for 2 hours. Where has it gone when it is over? It has merged into silence, in which the beginning, middle, and end of the lecture are all together. Time has come to a stop. It was, but is no more. The silence after a life of talking and the silence after a life of silence is the same silence. Immortality is freedom from the feeling I am. Yet it is not extinction. On the contrary, it is a state infinitely more real, aware, and happy than you can possibly think of. Only self-consciousness is no more. The mind has its limits. It is enough to bring you to the very frontiers of knowledge and make you face the immensity of the unknown. To dive in it is up to you. What about the witness? Is it real or unreal? It is both. The last remnant of illusion, the first touch of the real. The moment you say, I am, the entire universe comes into being along with its creator. Duality lasts as long as it is not questioned. The Trinity, mind, self, and spirit, when looked into, becomes unity. Everybody desires to be, to survive, to continue, for no one is sure of himself. But everybody is immortal. You make yourself mortal by taking yourself to be the body. Attachment destroys courage. The giver is always ready to give. The taker is absent. Freedom means letting go. People just do not care to let go of everything. They do not know that the finite is the price of the infinite, as death is the price of immortality. Spiritual maturity lies in the readiness to let go of everything. The giving up is the first step. But the real giving up is in realizing that there is nothing to give up, for nothing is your own. It is like deep sleep. You do not give up your bed when you fall asleep. You just forget it. Awareness with an object we call witnessing. In reality, there is only one state. When distorted by self-identification, it is called a person. When colored with the sense of being, it is the witness. When colorless and limitless, it is called the Supreme. Existence is momentary, always in time and space, while reality is changeless and all-pervading. As a person, your existence is momentary. But are you a person only? Are you a person at all? All the paths take you to the purification of the mind. The impure mind is opaque to truth. The pure mind is transparent. Truth can be seen through it easily and clearly. Variety and diversity do not create separation. You imagine reality to stand apart from names and forms, while to me, names and forms are the ever-changing expressions of reality, and not apart from it. You ask for the proof of truth, while to me, all existence is the proof. You separate existence from being, and being from reality, while to me, it is all one. However much you are convinced of the truth of your waking state, you do not claim it to be permanent and changeless, as I do when I talk of mine. Yet I see no difference between us, except that you are imagining things, while I do not. You will find you know nothing for sure. You trust on hearsay. To know the truth, you must pass through your own experience. You are asking for truth, but in fact, you merely seek comfort, which you want to last forever. Now, nothing, no state of mind can last forever. In time and space, there is always a limit. because time and space themselves are limited. And in the timeless, the words forever have no meaning. The same with the proof of truth. In the realm of non-duality, everything is complete, its own proof, meaning, and purpose. Where all is one, no supports are needed.